Donald Trump, day of, decided he's going to go on Fox and Friends. The thing is, it's really not big, bold, brash, happy, excited Trump. It's kind of like diminished, scared, beaten down Trump, as you'll see as we launch into this first video.
So, Mr. President, the analysis of what they're talking about and some of the things you've said, they are suggesting that you may declare victory if the early numbers favor you. At what point will you declare victory?
When there's victory, if there's victory, I think we'll have victory. I think the polls are, suppression polls, and I think we'll have victory, but only when there's victory. I mean, there's no reason to play games, and I think we'll have victory. I think I look at it as being a very, a very solid chance at winning here. I don't know what the chances are. I don't know how they rate the chances, but I think we have a very solid chance of winning.
I don't know. I'm getting drunk vibes, but I'm also getting. Are his lungs filled with marinara sauce? What is going on with him? I get it that he's done a lot of rallies and his voice is probably shot for that reason. But that was not happy Trump. That was sad Trump.
I mean, look, the come down from that Iadarola high can be rough. It can be rough. And so, you got to crush some and snort some, Trump. Got to get it together before
Riding
your Fox
the old
and Friends
train.
interview.
That's tough.
Speculation, some might call that speculation, as Bush would say. No, I mean, he does sound defeated there. And I'm curious, John, do you have any other video from that appearance?
We do.
Okay, great, because there were other fantastic moments from his appearance.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have the one you want, but really fast, because obviously we're gonna focus on Trump because it's election day and everything. But what was that question from Ducey? When will you declare victory? Like he said, premature, like before the results are fully in. He just says, so when are you gonna do that thing that you're not supposed to do? Like when are you gonna roll out that strategy of trying to delegitimize and inevitably steal the election? Like do a little bit, like are you supposed to be a journalist? Like hypothetically, you do cosplay of journalism.
John, come on.
Anyway.
And you know how Trump is. Like people have to walk on eggshells around Trump because of how thin his skin is. And he's got this insane ego. So if, first of all, Fox and Friends does not consist of journalists. Those people are not journalists, okay? And secondly, even if they were, you can't frame a question accurately to Trump. Because if you do, he throws a temper tantrum live on television. In fact, he threw a little bit of a temper tantrum during this interview.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that. So let's move to the next. So Steve Ducey there throwing sort of softballs to him. I believe this next one is from Ainsley Earhart. And she's gonna throw what is like basically a rendition of a softball, but made out of like down. So take a look at this. This is the president on the day of the election. This is how she's using her time with him.
And when they say that they love you, and when they say they love you, I like how you say, well, I love you too. Because when you love someone, that's always nice to hear back. But what has it been like? Have you loved the job, or has it been worth it? Because you've been under so much attack.
Well, it's been mean. It's been, you've dealt with horrible people like Shifty Schiff and Crazy Nancy and Crying Chuck Schumer. You deal with some horrible people.
Yeah, we're dealing with some horrible people. What's with the crying Chuck Schumer? He's bad, but like the crying, I don't really get it. Anyway, so Anna, that Ainsley Earhart question, what the hell was that?
I don't know. It seems like she's going through something personal, and she was projecting it onto the election.
Was she about to cry? It sounded like she was about to cry.
Look, I don't know, but it was a strange statement, right? It was almost like one of those things, and I feel like if you do on-air stuff, every once in a while, like what you're going through personally might bleed into the programming you're doing, right? So there might be some like passive aggressive messaging there towards someone. I don't know, we're just speculating, I don't know. I can't imagine that Fox, including the fine people over at Fox and Friends, actually want Trump to win. I don't think they want Trump to win. I genuinely don't. Because Trump attacks them. He's not a reasonable person. I think Trump is actually surrounded by people who can't stand him in the Republican Party because he has zero loyalty to anyone. He will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. If you don't do some crazy criminal thing that he wants you to do so he can have some sort of political advantage, he will very openly criticize you, threaten to fire you. Remember, he wanted William Barr to announce some sort of like sham investigation into Joe Biden, and Barr is like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And Trump immediately started attacking him. William Barr has done almost everything, with that one exception, that Trump has wanted him to do. Like he has been Trump's lapdog throughout this entire, not entire, but ever since he was named as the Attorney General.
Yeah, it is pretty shocking that he didn't actually do that. And let me add one other thing they didn't do. I love pointing out when my predictions were wrong. I got one wrong, everybody. They didn't announce the rollout of a vaccine. I really thought that they were going to come up with some fake vaccine that wasn't actually ready to go, that's still months down the line, but they're gonna pretend that it's coming now. And they didn't actually do that. Is his heart even in stealing this thing? He's barely trying to steal it at this point.
No, I mean,
anyway.
Look, I think the vaccine trick would have been a super heavy lift, because, and it would backfire, I think, tremendously, to use a Trump word.
Yeah.
Imagine saying that, oh, we have a new vaccine, it's gonna be available in a few days, whatever. And then it's either not available or like, I don't know, if it was a fake vaccine, like what would it be? Like just a regular flu shot?
No, I just assumed that, like, hypothetically, he'd take one of the vaccines that's being worked on that will eventually be available, and he'll just say, no, it's ready to go, we're shipping it out. And they won't. The follow-up questions will come and they'll have nothing, but it'll make headlines, and they didn't actually do that. So that's good. Whatever the reason is, I guess it's good. I guess it's good. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.